everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be updating my Pan Those Eyeshadow Palettes series. This is my fourth update for the end of April. This is a hybrid project based on Pan Those Eyeshadows and Pan That Palette. They're my two favorite projects, so I thought I would just meld the two together as I'm working through some of my eyeshadow palettes and trying to empty them out or just pan them. I started the project last year and really loved it, and so I followed it through for this year. I work on 5 shades at a time that I've randomly rolled in. I'm currently working on 3 palettes, and I'm hoping to empty most of them, most of the shades in each of the palettes. One of them I just want to hit pan on certain shades within the palette, but I've created some little guidelines for myself to help keep the project fun and keep the shadows rotating on a pretty even basis. And those guides are, if the shadow has no pan, my first goal is to hit pan on it. If it already has pan, my goal is to empty it. Or if, for either one of those, if I hit 50 uses before I hit pan or empty it, then I can roll it out. Now, there is one shadow within my quintet right now where that is a little bit different. I have just a 25 use goal on it because I don't want to empty it, but it already has pan, but I do want to get a little bit more use on it. So that one is just 25 uses, but we will talk about that one a little later on. I also have a little bit of a bonus add-on today, so let's go ahead and get into the video. As I said, I am working on 3 palettes. I'm working on my Marc Jacobs Glambition palette, my NARS Atomic Blonde palette, and my Huda Beauty Desert Dusk. I will show you the quintet I was working with last month. The first shade is Known For from Glambition. The second is Isolde 2 from my Atomic Blonde palette. And then from the Huda Beauty palette, I have Blood Moon, Angelic, and Twilight. Starting with the Glambition palette, I will show you what it was looking like last month. And here is where we're at this month. So like I said, Known For is the shade in my quintet. I didn't use it a ton this last month. I was focusing on some other shades in my quintet, but I did end up using it about 5 times. And I think you can see a little bit of movement, nothing too crazy in it, but that's okay because like I said, I was focusing in on a few other shades, and I'll probably try to focus in on this shade this next month. I don't know how quickly I'm gonna get through it. There is a pretty good amount of usage on it. I used it a ton when I originally hit pan on it, and I really had thinned it out a bunch, but the sides are still really high. I do want to empty this. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I think it'll probably be close to the 50 mark, if not a little bit more, but we will see. Like I said, I'm going to try to focus in on this one a little bit more this next month because it has kind of gotten a little bit neglected, but I will run over the total amount of usage for each of these shades within the palette, and then I think I'll set a final goal for this shade when we have our quintet all together. So this first shade here, I've used a total of 46 times in the project. Infamous and Seeking I used together, and I've used them a total of 94 times since the beginning of the project. Known For is a total of 13 times. The Most is a total of 15 times. And then Over the Top, I've used a total of 78 times. So some really good usage in here. Is getting really low. I think that probably another 25 to 50 uses, and that one will be gone. I use it as an inner corner highlight a decent amount, so I think that'll probably go fairly fast, maybe another 2 or 3 months. And then I'm happy with the expansion of the pans on both the Most and Over the Top. Obviously these two I'm using a ton as well, and so they've moved a decent amount since the beginning of the project as well. The next palette is my NARS Atomic Blonde palette. I will show you what it was looking like this last month. And this is what it is looking like this time. So I am covering up the highlighter because it is in my other project pan, and I will talk about the palette while it's closed and just put up the picture for you guys. So I hope you can see pretty clearly the shade in my quintet is that second shade, Isolde 2, and I have hit pan on it. It is very exciting. I hit my goal on it. This is the first naturally panned shade in this palette. You can see Icon, the shade right next to it, has pan, but that's only because I dropped the shade a while back and some of it chunked off. But I used Isolde 2 only 6 more times this last month for a total of 47 uses within the project. It took me 45 times to hit pan, and then I just used it the extra 2 to give it a little bit more movement on that pan. But I am really excited about that. Like I said, I haven't hit pan on any of these shades naturally aside from this one. And man, I've used, that one I've probably used the most out of all the shades. I do love this shade. I've used it a ton and I'm very happy to have hit pan on it. So that shade will be rolling out. Let me run over the total usage on the other shades for you real fast. So Icon, I have used a total of 29 times. Kink, which is the orange shade to the other side of Isolde 2, that one I've used a total of 8 times within the project. And then Galapagos with the dark brown shade, I've only used 2 times. So I will roll one of these shades in today. I will not roll Icon in because though I didn't hit pan on it naturally, it does already have pan. So I think I would rather focus in on Kink or Galapagos and get them to pan. Plus Icon is a really easy shade for me to use. So I'm just naturally using it as it is. As you can tell by my numbers, like I'm gravitating towards using it even though it's not in my quintet. So I think that I'm not gonna roll that one in. I'm gonna roll one of the other 2 in so that I can get some good use on them. So Kink or Galapagos will get rolled in today. And last but not least, the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I will show you what it was looking like last month. And here is what it's looking like this month. There is some exciting progress in this palette this month, guys. I'm very excited. So last time we had hit pan on Nerfertiti, and this time we've hit pan on Angelic. Real quick, we'll talk about all 3 shades. So I had Blood Moon, Angelic, and Twilight in the quintet. Blood Moon I only used 2 times. I really have not used it much. I was focusing in on Angelic and Twilight and it just didn't really go with the looks that I was trying to do. I tried using it with Angelic, but I just didn't love the way it looked. And yeah, I just kind of said, I'm gonna set that one to the side and we'll get back to it later. But Angelic, I am very excited about. I did hit pan in it. So with Twilight and Angelic this last time, I had said I wanted to use them each 10 times. I did not use Angelic 10 times. I only used it 8 times, but I still hit pan on it. So that is really, really exciting. I only used it 24 times within the project to hit pan on it. And I actually didn't use it after that because I was focusing in on getting Twilight to 10 uses. So I just used it 24 times and that was it. And then I moved on to Twilight. So again, I wanted to use it 10 times this last month and I did. I used it exactly 10 times, including today. That puts it at 25 uses within the project. And I do think you can see some really good movement. Here on the side, it's very close to side pan. I've been having to use a brush to kind of dig in there. Yeah, I feel like you can see some really good movement on it. Again, we're at 25 uses, which is halfway to the 50 goal use. I don't know. I was saying that I thought it was gonna be pretty easy to get this used up within the 50 uses. I feel like maybe that is the case. It just depends. But because of where we're at with it, I'm not positive if I'll use it up in 50, but I think it'll be really, really close. So I am gonna keep it in, even though it's been a really long time. Like, I mean, it's been in since the beginning, but I do love this shade. I really enjoy using it and I don't mind keeping it around. I think I will probably add another goal, like mini goal for myself with it this next month to make sure I'm continually using it. But like known for, I want to wait until I get my shades rolled in and see what my quintet looks like before I decide exactly that number. I will run over the rest of the shades with you real fast. You can see Desert Sand is getting a ton of usage. I did hit side pan on this guy down here. It has a total of 94 uses. Musk is still at 1, Eden is at 3, Amber is at 4, Blood Moon is at 2, Oud is at 1. I have not touched Celestial. Nefertiti has 35 uses. Twilight has 25. I've not used Amethyst or Royal. Retrograde just has 2 uses. I have not used Cashmere. Angelic has the 24 uses. Cosmo I decluttered. Turkish Delight has 1 use, and then I have not used Saffron or Blazing. So we will roll another shade from this palette in and we will see. I will get something else used in this one. Maybe I'll get one of the ones that doesn't have any usage on it yet. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see what gets rolled in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and roll our shades in. Like I said, with the Atomic Blonde palette, I'm only gonna roll in either Kink or Galapagos. So those are numbers 4 and 5 on my spreadsheet. So I've got number 4 and 5 there. We are gonna generate a number. Number 4, so that is the shade Kink. I'm pretty excited about that. I like Kink a lot. I'll put up the picture again so you can see it. It's that orange kind of shade. It has like a nice glitter in it, and I really do like that shade. It's a very nice topper shade, but it's also very nice on its own. So I look forward to getting some good use on that. I think it'll take a while to hit pan on it. Probably the same situation where it's going to be almost 50 uses, if not a little bit more, like Isolde 2, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and roll in the shade from the Desert Dust palette. So these shades are shades 6 through 17 on my spreadsheet, and we will go ahead and roll one in. Number 7. And that is the shade Eden right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these shades for this quintet. Okay guys, so I feel like this is a super duper cohesive palette. It's so interesting. This quintet, it all flows so well together. So something I've said in the past is that I don't like to roll in shades that are too similar, because then it's like they're competing for use. But because these 3 shades, even though they're really similar, I can totally top Blood Moon with Kink. Same with Known For. I can use Kink on top of Known For. Eden blends in perfectly. I mean, it's just such a cohesive palette. Using Twilight, I've used Twilight with Eden before and it works really, really well. So I feel like all of these are going to go so well together and be very easy to use in tandem. So that's really exciting. Because of that, I think I want to say that I want to use Known For 10 times, I want to use Blood Moon 10 times, and I want to use Twilight 10 times. I'm going to really try to do that. I'm going to try. I think I can do it because I can mix and match. Like, I know I can mix these 2 together. I can use them together. I did that this last month once, I think, and it looked really good. So I know I can do that. And I just want to focus on getting some good use on Twilight, because I feel like I've kind of been slacking on that. So I want to continue to use it a good amount of times. And yeah, I feel like Kink and Eden are going to be really easy to work into all these looks. I'm excited about this. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that there was going to be a little bonus addition to the project, and here is the bonus. So I've decided that I'm going to add a shade. Now, this is not part of the quintet. This is its own thing, but I was talking in my quarterly video about my single shadows and what a mess they are. I have 21 single shadows. I don't remember the last time I used them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll a shade into this project, but my ultimate goal with it is just to determine even if I like the shades. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna randomly select one of my single shadows, and then my goal is to use it 5 times and make a decision about it. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Is it expired? Is it worth keeping? All of that stuff. I'm gonna use it 5 times, just make a decision. If I wanna get rid of it, I can get rid of it. If I wanna keep it, I will keep it. But the caveat to keeping it is that if I keep it, I have to put it in the project. So I had a palette selected that I wanted to use next. Once I got one of these palettes done, I was gonna roll that palette in. But instead, I am telling myself that I have to roll my single shadows in place of that palette. So whatever remains in my single shadows is going to be that palette. It's gonna be the new palette. So for now, it's just 5 uses, but if I don't get rid of them all, which I'm not going to, but if I don't get rid of them all, then they become the new palette. So whatever stays is the new palette. I hope that makes sense. Got all the shadows right over here. I will put up a picture of all the different shades so that you can see what they're looking like, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll in one of those 21 shadows. Okay, so we've got numbers 1 through 21. We're gonna generate a number 8. So number 8 is my H&M Cream Fusions eyeshadow in the shade Gentlewoman. This shadow is pretty much untouched. It's very, very light. So I do need to use this 5 times and make a decision on it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swatch it for you guys. It's not a very good swatch, but there it is. That's the shade there. It's like a nice purple. It's a deep, deep purple, but it's a really beautiful shade. I feel like it's actually gonna work really well with Twilight. I feel like I can use it with Twilight a lot. Now it is dark, so I have a hard time wearing really dark shadows. I just don't, I feel like they look so moody that I don't like wearing them every single day, but I do like the shade. I remember the times that I've used it, I like it. So I'm gonna use it 5 times. I'm gonna see if it's still good, because it is a cream shadow and I've had it since 2019. So hopefully it's still good. It looks, from the swatch, it looks like it's fine. It looks like it should be an easy product to use. I'm going to use it 5 times, make a decision on it, and I will let you guys know next time whether I keep it around or not. So that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're excited about the bonus addition to the project, and I hope you're as excited about this quintet as I am. I feel like it looks so good, and even with this shade, it's kind of fun. This is a nice little addition. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.